Delay, everybody. Everything's running a little bit late tonight, so I apologize, and I appreciate everybody coming out. If you please rise, we're going to be in the pledge of allegiance and prayer, please. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Almighty God, we ask you bless this governing body with an abundance of wisdom and understanding, so that in fulfilling their public trust, every deliberation will result in actions that will promote the common good and general welfare for all the people of Morris Plains. Amen.
Amen.
Notice to members of the governing body and borough staff, any use of electronic devices during this meeting shall be used solely for the purpose of borough business. We have no minutes. Approval of consent calendar. Ms. Berger.
Treasurer's Report, December 2023. Resolution 2024-36 entitled Borough of Morris Plains Municipal Alliance Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse. Fiscal Grant Cycle, October 2020 through June 2025. Resolution 2024-37 entitled Borough of Morris Plains Municipal Alliance Strategic Plan for Funding Municipal Alliances. Resolution 2024-38 entitled Resolution of Support to Submit the Morris Plains Community Energy Grant. Resolution 2024-39 entitled Municipal Recycling Tonnage Grant Application Borough of Morris Plains. Resolution 2024-40 entitled HSA Morris Plains Raffle License Number 340-24. Resolution 2024-41 entitled Resolution Adopting a Temporary Capital Budget for 2024. Resolution 2024-42 entitled Resolution Amending the Existing Personnel Policies and Procedures Manual of the Borough of Morris Plains dated January 2024 with an amendment to Section 3, Paid and Unpaid Time Off, Paid Holidays of the Employee Handbook. Michael Alada, 8 Drake Way, Morris Plains, be hired as part-time Deputy Court Administrator at the hourly rate of $30.30 effective February 2nd, 2024. Jared Hopping, 96 McCullough Ave, Morristown, be hired as a probationary laborer for the Department of Public Works at a rate of $21.91 per hour effective February 5th, 2024, pending the results of a background check. The Friendly Sons of St. Patrick be granted permission to parade through a portion of the borough on Saturday, February 17th, and that the police department provide the necessary support. Ron Young, 113 Glenbrook Road, be granted permission to hold a block party on the Glenbrook Road extension from the intersection at Homer to Central on Saturday, February 17th, 2024, from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Further permission to serve alcoholic beverages be granted. The DPW will provide the necessary barricades. The Borough Treasurer be authorized to advertise for the receipt of bids to replace the borough's 4-dial post clock with bids to be received on Wednesday, February 28th, 2024, up to 10:30 a.m. in the council chambers.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Kathy. Roll call, please.
Ms. Berger.
Yes.
Mr. Broom.
Yes.
Mr. Cortez.
Yes.
Ms. Stoddard.
Yes.
Ms. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Wagner.
Yes.
And now we invite any members of the public to step up, state your name and address, and your compliment.
How do you do? Frank Van Gravita, 35 Greenway Place in Morris Plains. At the meeting before this, we talked about creating a full-time position of fire inspector. I've watched 2 meetings now of this and how long this has been going on. And to me, what I see, that process being so slow and fraught with so many what-ifs, that they are hastening the day that we have a professional fire company, that we have the added cost of having to pay for firemen, because who is going to join the fire department under that kind of stress?
Great, thank you, Frank. Anybody else?
Just stand for support you.
How you doing?
Hello, sir, how are you?
I'm John Claffey. I live at 12 Mayfair Road.
Hello, John.
I'm here to address the council about an issue we have in the neighborhood. I don't know what this, the legality part of it is, but we have a neighbor. He is renting a single-family home at 11 Mayfair Road, and he, I guess, His family consists of him, and three children. And, to make the rent, it seems to me that he's doing some construction. He put, rooms in his basement, from what I can gather. And he's renting other rooms in his house. He's did other, construction work where he's divided his home up to allow other people to rent rooms. And from what I gather on, Facebook, he has put advertisements, and, I guess he's asking $1,000 a month to rent these rooms out. Now, I don't know if that's legal, somebody to sublet, that's renting, to sublet rooms in the house, and I don't know that if you can put rooms in your basement legally without permits, or getting an occupancy permit, or some type of legality to do it. Now, I don't know if it's safe for the people to be down there. Does the town have anything to say about it?
I certainly do, John. I was notified by some residents in your neighborhood and was sent those Facebook posts. I had a discussion with, first of all, our deputy clerk, who's in charge of landlord identity registration, and immediately had that sent out to the landlord or the property owner that we knew of, at least. Spoke with Don Salerno zoning, he had spoke with Chris Shea, our fire prevention official, and coming up with a strategic plan, so this takes a little bit of time. And so this is probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, something along those lines that I was notified. Don's been there a few times, hasn't seen anything, and reported back to me. Today I'm in town hall, and a gentleman comes up and is talking to one of the clerks and was turning in his landlord identity registration statement, and it happened to be the owner of that piece of property there. When I overheard the conversation, I had a conversation with that property owner, asked him numerous questions. I had invited him into my office to talk about it. I had his cell phone, his 2 addresses, and he said he had contacted Chris Shea but hadn't got a call back to have that inspected. Told me it was the same tenant that has been in that house since 2019. The same, his spouse has passed away, so he's
Correct.
living by himself with his 3 kids. There's another person in that house that is a woman with another child, that is the cousin of the wife. I told him that tomorrow, somebody will be contacting him, whether it's Chris Shea or the building inspector, and make himself available to have that house inspected. And the gentleman had no problem with that whatsoever. We actually had to call him back on his cell phone, which he answered right away, to get a little bit more information that he just forgot to put on the application. He gave us the information very willingly. Told me that he does not want any trouble. It's not how he runs things. The ad is on Facebook, or not him. It was his tenant that did that. He spoke to his tenant about the Facebook post, and told him to immediately take them down, which the person did. So I think after tomorrow, or the day after, whatever it's gonna be, tomorrow, Monday, whenever park officials can get over there, to look inside that residence, just to see if there is any construction or building or renovation or anything going on that shouldn't be going on there.
Well, does he give him the right to occupy that area, or how does that work?
I don't wanna make any assumptions one way or another until one of the officials
So
goes.
you get this,
I mean, he's doing this, the identity, landlord identity registration, he happily filled that out, and so he is renting it. Whether it meets the standards of renting, will be determined.
did he know that his tenant is subletting rooms in his house?
He did not know until he saw the post. He saw the post himself, asked his tenant to take it down. The person that's there, the cousin, he does not believe is paying any sort of rent there, but he does not know whether that is it's put in place or not. He has a clause in his lease also that says, no subletting.
Oh, all right. So then
He doesn't think so. He's had the same gentleman, like I said, since 2019 with the family, and hardworking. He says people use him in the neighborhood to do odd jobs or whatever. I don't know, whatever. And so until we get some of our officials in there to look at it, but we're certainly a lot closer than we were 2 weeks
All
ago.
right, that's fair enough.
They'll be looking to see how many people are there, because it's.
Yeah, I mean, we
it's not
have-
just him and his kids, and.
Yeah, we have a statement here, name of the tenants. He gave us the names of the tenants that are there.
Yeah,
And we'll see if the accommodations are appropriate for the tenants that are here. There's 6
he's
people.
giving you the names of the tenant he's renting it to, or
Correct.
all of the tenants who are living there,
Well, these are the tenants that he's renting to that he knows that are there.
that he knows that are there. Okay, well, there's something.
Well, again,
don't
like
know
I
what to
said,
do
the
about that.
Facebook post, he told that tenant to take that down. And like I
Mhm.
said, tomorrow or Monday, whenever the first chance that our officials are able to get out there, we have all the information, his address, his cell phone, very willing to give it and doesn't want any trouble. So he's more than willing to work with us.
Fair enough.
All right, so.
You have to come up and, Steve, come up front, please. I think it's Steve.
It's Steve. Yeah. John.
I'll sit there, John. Stay there. I just want to show.
Just your name and address for the record.
I'm sorry, Steve Flanagan, 15 Mayfair Road. Thank you for your time. I second everything John said. I just wanted to share a little color there with the occupants of the house, which is a very lovely man. I have no beef with the gentleman. In fact, we've been friendly with him since the day he moved in there. Have absolutely no beef with the owner of the home either. He's been, he's been present, he's been talkative, things like that. My concern with the ads on Facebook and the things like that, and the people that I see roaming around that property, because I live right next door. I just want to know if we have zoning laws, and it's a one-family house, how come we can't enforce those zoning laws?
So first of all, it has to be reported, right? And then we have to see it happen, right? So that's why we have a zoning official to see those things, a fire official to see those things.
Right.
If something, that's how this came about. Somebody reached out to me, and now we have the ball.
Understood.
We do have things in place. I don't know off the top of my head exactly what
Okay.
it is, but there are
Can you-
ordinances in place that control it, yeah.
Can you just educate me or educate us on a spot inspection? Is it truly a spot inspection, or do you have to give the people in the house time to get ready for that inspection?
I'm not sure the legalities of that. I don't know
No.
if the chief can answer, I don't know, I don't wanna answer that and be incorrect.
Okay.
I do
Just
not
please
know
understand,
that.
there's things like space heaters and things that people
That's
use.
why the fire prevention official will be there and
We're
our
concerned.
zoning
Our
official.
houses are like this far apart.
Yep.
They're not even, so.
Our zoning official and.
I just want the record to state that the gentleman's there, he lost his wife unfortunately, he's a beautiful man.
Yeah.
And there's no qualms with the homeowner either.
Yeah.
He was very receptive to my wife's call, I don't wanna disregard them in any way, I just want to do what's right in regards to the zoning laws, so that's it,
You want it to be safe.
Yeah, no, we all do, so I'm glad somebody reached out with a concern. A lot of times, a lot of these things go by the wayside because we don't know about it, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
if people don't say anything, we don't know all the time, right? The
Gotcha.
police may pick up on something or whatever, once in a while, but the best thing to happen is somebody called, they think that something's not right.
right? I just hate to,
Get to the bottom of it, that's all.
I would love it to be an inspection, whereas they're there, they don't have time to move things out of the way, they don't have time to
That's-
move
I
the space
told-
heaters, they don't have,
I
it's a
told-
true spot
I
inspection.
told the property owner that it will be tomorrow, somebody will contact him to make sure he answers his phone, so one way or another, he's getting a phone call tomorrow by somebody, and, I don't think he ran home and was taking
Wow.
down 2x4 studs tonight to
No.
open up the room.
We
so.
appreciate your help, we appreciate your help.
We're on top of it and moving forward.
Sounds good,
Thank
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is something that we wrote.
I was gonna ask Steve, if you noticed, you think it could be like an Airbnb type situation where
No,
the tenant
no, I
has
don't
set
think
up a room and then he's Airbnb that room out
No. I
Because
think
it
it's-
would concern me if there's like different people every couple of weeks in and out of
No,
that
it
residence.
was that years
Years
ago.
ago, that was.
Years ago, that was the case. This is
Different
totally
house.
separate.
No.
I know from knowing the gentleman, he's in the building business, he's in the business, so he has the means and the wherewithal to, get material and do what he needs to do.
Do you see him doing things like that?
Yes.
He's putting things in the garage and then
Yes.
taking it into the house and building something, wherever.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and we've tried to kind of, mind our business,
Fully
and-
understand, this is.
But
you have
when
to
we
say-
saw the ads, it just infuriated us.
I don't blame you.
So there's people coming in there, we don't know, we just don't know.
Right.
But, and like I said, he's a lovely guy. I'm sorry he lost his wife. And we were really close with the kids too, the
Yep.
kids that lived there,
But
but,
that's what the owner said, the kids seem to play, in the neighborhood and all that.
yeah,
sort of thing,
yeah.
and that
So there's
they get
nothing
along, the
against,
neighbors get along with everybody.
yeah, nothing against any of them, just, the zoning issue is what's
We will have somebody in there.
first and foremost on our minds.
Timing is everything, but this is what happened today, so.
Okay, that's cool. Thank you for asking.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Matt, why don't you step up?
Well, one. I actually am the owner.
Oh.
State your
Yeah,
name and
but-
address, please.
Yeah, my name's Matt Scalante. Yeah, and I'm sorry for, the trouble. I don't think I need to add anything to it. I think I agree with everything that was stated, so I think it's an accurate, summary of the facts. So, I mean, the gentleman lives there, he's a very good man, and, he's lived there for all that time, and, I guess, he had a big family, and his wife passed away, right? I mean, I don't need to repeat everything over again, just, it's a one-unit house. I certainly don't want multiple people living there. That's 100% what I don't want, it's a beautiful house and beautiful street, and I just put a bunch of money into it. I'm sorry that, it's seen as something other than that. And, I'm 100% here to have, the inspector come through, he's been there once before, I think Mr. Shea, like a couple years ago when I first signed the lease, so, that's all I have. And,
Good.
for anyone concerned, I apologize for whatever it might be.
Well, Matt, like I told you before, we'll get to the bottom of this, and it's for your safety and everybody else's, so we wanna make sure everything is right for you and for the neighbors and everybody else, so. I appreciate you coming out here tonight, and it takes a gentleman to come out and, possibly hear something negative, but.
Oh, no, I mean,
you just addressed everything, I think
It was
everybody.
just totally per chance, that
Yeah.
I ran into staff here, so I was just turning forwards, so.
Very good.
All right, thank you.
I appreciate it, thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Anybody else? Seeing no one, I close the public hearing. Reports of committees or department heads, finance.
Thank you, Mayor. A report from clerk's office. In the month of January, they have processed 400 and what looks like 407 dog and cat licenses in the month of January alone, with many more to go. The number that I like, it's 4 times as many dog licenses and cat licenses. Hooray for dogs. Parking permits, the office issued 95 parking stickers, which is a great number. So, remember that parking ordinance, we added 8 additional streets. So it looks like a good number of those residents on those streets are taking advantage of those parking stickers. So, awesome stuff there. Continue to work on several OPA requests. I met with our CFO today. She told me that the annual debt statement and the annual financial statement have been filed, and that's all in preparation for budget month. February is budget month for them, and that precedes our 2 budget workshops in March. So plenty of work in that office. I also have this to report, our collections, our current tax 2023 levy. We've collected 99.29% of taxes that are able to be collected. So hooray for the taxpayers of Morris Plains. And that's it.
Public safety, Mr. Cortez.
Thank you, Mayor. Oof, what a meeting. Anyway, February, we're welcoming the Black History Month, just so everyone knows, a beautiful month from its origins since 1915. It focuses on the attention on the contributions of African American and the suffering they had in history since the 17th century. Going forward on that, I met with my committee, because now I moved over to public safety the other night, and our chief. We updated all the work that was still going forward. Nancy was there. Nancy, thank you for all the information you gave me and passed on. Very thorough. Didn't expect less from you. And another one we have is I reached out also to the traffic committee. We're trying to get a date together. I only spoke to Ralph Rotundo, who had some issues coincidentally, so we're working on those. Last night was a really nice night. We Allison, are you there? Stand up, everybody. Stand up. Come on. This is downtown Morris Plains over here, right? How about that pumpkin lighting, huh? Right. I had the honor to, they invited me to meet with them, and I just can't tell you how happy I was to hear it, and how happy I was to be there, and how happy I was when I left, because they said they had a great year in 2023, and there's more to come in 2024. So I love it, and I'm sure everybody welcomes it, the board, and I'm sure the residents who showed their support that night by coming out, and our police chief, thank you for closing the roads, keeping everybody safe, coming out, and that was big, and it was a great night. On the consent calendar, you'll also see there's a part-time court administrator. Please understand that we're not necessarily hiring. The law says that we have to have one person in case the court administrator, something were to happen, sick or what have you, leaves. We used to have 3, 2 of them left far away, the third one didn't renew their license. So that's why that's there. It's not necessarily a hire as much as it has to get done by the courts that control that department. It's outside of the council's hands. And on another note, all the employees in Morris Plains, you got your personnel manual. Please look it over, sign it, and get the letter back to Roseanne, or she will be calling you and emailing you like crazy, because she's got to get them all in. And I think that's about all I have, Mayor.
Good. Chief?
Just to echo what Sal said, we met Monday as a public safety committee, went over our 2024 plans and reviewed the draft budget, which I, within a couple days following our meeting, I submitted to Ms. Thomas, so I'm looking forward to that review in March. And the only other thing that I have is I was notified this morning by a representative of the Boy Scouts of America. I'll be certainly inviting the mayor and council to an evening dinner in the spring. I've been recognized with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Boy Scouts of America for supporting scouting throughout my entire life. So, as an addition to my being the chief police duty and supporting scouting, as well as being an Eagle Scout myself, which is why I still continue to support scouting in Morris Plains and throughout Morris County. They're giving me this recognition, so I'll be inviting you all to a dinner this spring.
That sounds great. I think you'll join Mr. Jack Van Orden on that list of Morris Plains people. I think there's a couple others that were recognized also by Boy Scouts. So congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Public Works, Mr. Broom.
Thank you. So DPW, they continually work on police vehicles, whatever maintenance they need, DPW vehicles. They pick up the garbage in all their parks, which we appreciate. It's not a fun job, but they do a nice job with that. They went around and got, I think, everybody's Christmas trees. I don't think I've seen any leftovers out there, and some couple rounds of brush, so thank you for that. There were pothole seasons, and some bigger than others, and they were working on filling those. They started taking down, I think they got them all down, the Christmas lights. It's always sad to see those go, but they look beautiful putting them up, and sad to see them go down. Had a couple of smaller storms that they had to go out and more salt, and then they had to go back and plow and then salt again. They were a challenging Mother Nature storm, so they did a good job. And then the days that it's not snowing, they are fixing up our buildings. They painted some basements, spackled, painted some other buildings, was good. Then there's some building work over there that they're doing inside. And then this building was, 1940, I believe it was erected, and there was 4 lights that were out by the fire bay doors that haven't worked in forever. So, we found a company in Livingston that was, willing to refurbish them, to keep the history and possibly recreate a couple of them that we'd like to add 2 more. So they took those down, thank you for taking those down, we'll get those looked at. And they continue to sweep the lots, the town lots. They interviewed the candidates, and we did 3 candidates, and they hired Jared. Tonight we approved that, that's good, they could bring their staff back up. And there was 2 employees that'll be attending electrical school at Votech, so we appreciate their willingness to continue to learn and help the town with their experience. That's all I have.
Good, thank you. Public buildings and grounds, Joan.
Great. So just an update on the farmer's market. February 1st, we are officially kicking off our 2024 farmer's market season. We'll be updating our registration forms. We already have a lot of former vendors and new vendors reaching out, so we're excited to kick off our season. Pool registration for the community park pool will open on March 1st, and the DPW will be chatting about this. They're already purchasing the materials that they need, that famous blue paint, and some of the other supplies, so that they can really have an opportunity to take advantage of the warmer weather and start some of those spring activities a little sooner. So more updates on that, but we're hoping that maybe we could open a little earlier than normal. And then the parade committee had their inaugural meeting last week. I wasn't able to attend, I had a meeting conflict, but I'm excited to partake in the next meeting. That is it for me.
Public health, sanitation, and sewers, Nancy.
Sure.
The MUA announced hazardous waste drop-off dates. The first date is Saturday, May 11th, from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Public Safety Training Academy on West Hanover Ave. That's things like aerosol cans, fire extinguishers, oil-based paints, etc. Still onboarding to my new committee here. So I met with Anna on our sewer contract, and we have that contract with Morris Township that was renewed in 2023 for the next 25 years. The contract is a flat per unit charge, and I'm teaching you what I learned, based on the number of units on the residential side. And on the commercial side, it's assessed by square footage, revenue, and sales. So the borough pays for a single family unit $452 per year per residence, single family residence. But because the number of residences has increased in Morris Plains in recent years, we expect an increase in sewer treatment costs for the borough in 2024 of about $132,895. Sanitation, our contract with Suburban Disposal for our solid waste collection expires at the end of this year. So stay tuned for more on bidding out that contract. I'm hearing from other municipalities that there is it's tough to get bids on that, so we'll see how that goes. Municipal Alliance has a meeting Monday, February 5th. Clean Communities, I met with James Barandino to review his committee, and he's looking at doing a community cleanup in April. We're targeting Earth Week, which is April 21st to 27th, so somewhere in there, if you have a Girl Scout troop or Boy Scout troop or any other nonprofits who want to help out, we're gonna get some information out about that. Teen Center had an event planned on Friday night, a while ago that was canceled for the weather a couple weeks ago after our last meeting, I believe. And we're sending out an email about chaperone commitments and making sure that the chaperones submit a background check in order for them to let their student attend events. We're having a shortage of chaperones, so if we get those forms in for the background checks, which are required by our insurance, we should be good to go with chaperones. They're also looking to fill a couple of board positions, and they have an exciting event coming up next week, the 9th, February 9th is the Valentine's Dance at the Community Center. You also see the energy plan grant tonight we voted on, and we finished our plan, so I'm hoping to get that up on the website so people can take a look at that and what that entails. It's kind of a roadmap for us to lower our greenhouse gas emissions. So we're going to start implementing things this year on a priority basis, so looking forward to some of that. That's all I got.
Joan, just back to building grounds, a walkthrough or anything for DPW with the buildings?
Yeah, we're gonna schedule that.
Ordinances and public utilities, Kathy.
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Planning board, for all new members, of which there are 3, there is a mandatory training basic course, and it took place for me last Saturday. They have many dates that you can sign up for. It's a 5-hour morning on Saturday, and a lot of information. To the point that probably the 3rd or 4th man to speak was the engineer from the company that does this, and he was going on and on, more facts, more facts, more facts. Of course, every slide he put up on the screen, I took a picture of. And finally, he stopped and said, "Hey, everybody who's listening out there, I just want you to know you're not going to remember all of this, so just relax a little." And it kind of lowered the tension level, I guess. But it was a really excellent 5 hours, well spent. And yes, I don't know everything. I don't know if you ever know everything about planning, but I'm trying. I know what the land use law is now, and it was run by the New Jersey planning officials. There's a model stormwater control ordinance for municipalities that has to be filed eventually with the state in March, and I'm working on that now. I've met with engineer Leon Hall to discuss, and I will be asking my committee to meet with me, and they will get a copy of the document so we can work together to make sure that we have it right in place, and Leon will check it out once we finish. When Allison White walked in tonight, I said to her, "Oh, 2 nights in a row," because Mayor Carr and I were with Sal at the meeting last night for the downtown Morris Plains and the Business Development Committee, trying to just see where both committees are and what we can do to progress. So, thanks, Allison. Glad to see you tonight. And that's all I have, sir.
Fantastic. We have no presentations of communications or petitions. We do have an introduction of an ordinance.
Yes, sir. I have it. Councilmember Kelly, introduce the following ordinance and read the same by title and move that it be passed on first reading. Ordinance 1-2024, bond ordinance providing for the improvement of various roads in and by the borough of Morris Plains in the county of Morris, New Jersey, appropriating $684,000 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $649,800 in bonds or notes of the borough for financing such appropriation.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Berger,
Yes.
Mr. Bruno,
Yep.
Mr. Cortez,
Yes.
Ms. Goddard,
Yes.
Ms. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Radner.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next.
Oh, yes. I, Councilmember Kelly, offer the following resolution. Whereas the above ordinance was introduced and read by title at this meeting on February 15th and passed on the first reading. Now therefore be resolved that.
February 1st.
It should say February 1st, thank you, that's what I thought. Because at the next paragraph, it explains it. Now therefore be it resolved that at a meeting to be held on February 15th, 2024, at 8:30 p.m. prevailing time at the municipal building in said borough, this council will further consider for second reading and final passage the said ordinance. And be it further resolved that the clerk of this borough be and she is hereby directed to publish and mail the proper notice therefore, including the ordinance, post the ordinance on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and to make copies available to members of the general public.
Is there a second?
Second.
With the date change.
Yes.
Second by Dennis. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? This just temporarily puts the funds in place for really our engineer to start the plans and specs for our road projects coming up this summer that will be raised in the budget. We have no ordinances on second reading. We have no resolutions, no unfinished business, no new business. Vouchers. Mr. Wagner.
I was provided a checklist dated February 1st, 2024, with a total of $4 million.
Wait a minute.
Does that add up?
Yeah, that's right. That's not even close.
Yeah.
You got 1.3 million plus $6,000.
I think
No, don't.
There must be.
For some reason, then.
There's gotta be a page.
total's probably right, because one voucher you guys saw for the county was,
Well, yeah, I think the total's right, it's just that we don't have the breakdown correct.
Right.
What's the count, how much was that county
It's
voucher
in
sale?
there. It's
$1,044,000.
It's on the first page.
Yeah.
No, I see, but correct, but if you just add up what's,
To be 4 million, you'd have to add the school in, then it would be the right out.
Table this checklist.
This means itself.
yeah, there's no way that those numbers add up to $4 million. I mean, I don't think that. But it is significantly closer to 1.4.
Okay, hang on one second, I'm gonna,
So this is the number here.
I had it.
That's assuming these two numbers are accurate.
Correct.
That's
Yeah.
right,
That's
but the
what
4
I-
million.
That's the number written down.
Oh, okay.
right, yeah, I was just adding up two numbers that we have.
It's the one that's written.
Yep, I got it. So I have a checklist here dated February 1st, 2024, in the amount of $1,405,903.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Kathy, roll call please.
Ms. Verga,
Yes.
Mr. Brim,
Yes.
Mr. Cortez,
Yes.
Ms. Goddard,
Yes.
Ms. Kelly,
Yes.
Mr. Wagner.
Yes.
Thank you.
We do need an executive session. While she's looking for that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. We will be returning, I can't tell you when, so if you'd like to wait and come back in, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Council of the Borough of Morris Plains on the first day of February 2024, that prior to the conclusion of this regular meeting of the Mayor and Borough Council of the Borough of Morris Plains, which regular meeting has been open to the public, the Mayor and Borough Council shall meet in executive session, from which the public shall be excluded to discuss matters as permitted pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12 subsection
B5.
B5.